This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. The male connected to the stabbing incident on Grand Bahama that happened on February 6 facing the magistrate's court this morning. The details of that incident are on Sunday, the 6th of February 2022. Shortly before 8 p.m., police control room received a report of a male at the Ram Memorial Hospital with stab wounds. Upon the officer's arrival, they saw and spoke with the victim, who stated that upon his arrival at his residence, he was approached from behind by an unknown male who stabbed him to the abdomen. Further, the victim stated that they both fell to the ground when he was able to fight the assailant off and run in nearby bushes, making good his escape. He then walked to the Ram Memorial Hospital, where he was seen and examined by a doctor who listed his injuries as critical. Now on Thursday, February 10th, 27-year-old Saray Cox of number 1 Grenfell Avenue appeared before Magistrate Charlton Smith for one charge of attempted murder. Bail was denied and he was remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections until April 26. The Public Hospitals Authority seeking to clarify rumors of increased fees for Princess Margaret Hospital dialysis services. The PHA, in a statement, says contrary to rumors circulating on social media, it's advising that patients requiring dialysis services are not being newly charged for that service. The only change that has been made is to bring the registration process in line with other services in the hospital. The PHA notes that when patients require treatment, they are advised what the cost of the service is and asks if they are able to pay or make a contribution. Whatever their response, patients are still treated irrespective of their financial circumstances. The PHA remains committed to promoting and supporting good health and wellness among the Bahamian people. Law enforcement agencies are looking to take in new squads, and while vaccines remain voluntary, one may find that these agencies may prioritize vaccinated persons over those that are not. This much coming from National Security Minister Wayne Munro on Tuesday, just before cabinet meeting.
Because in the last Defense Force squad, there were issues over COVID infections like all over the Bahamas. And so it's not mandatory, but training is in close quarters, if you could imagine it. In the Defense Force, they're in cabins of, I think it's 8. And so it's important for them to know that when they start, they're going to be able to go straight through for 4 months. So while we are still in this particular iteration of the pandemic, I wouldn't be surprised if they prioritize vaccinated persons simply because of the conditions of training.
Now, the former Minnesota administration was considering making vaccination for the armed forces mandatory. Asked if that's something this new administration is considering, Minister Munro says this.
The PLP campaign on vaccinations being voluntary, that policy hasn't changed. That's the policy that the people elected us on, and that is what we will go on going forward.
Both the Royal Bahamas Police and Defense Forces are currently seeking to recruit individuals for new entries, with a set of officers graduating from the police force today. Labor and Immigration Minister Keith Bell told reporters on Wednesday that the Davis Cooper administration is determined to get Bahamians back to work. A part of that plan is the limited amount of work permits issued, which was a position taken by the previous administration.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I think we've even gone further, where the Honorable Prime Minister merged the Department of Labor, the Ministry of Labor, with Immigration. So if the Labor Department issues certificates, then certainly, or denies them, then it can't be where the Department of Labor, the Department of Immigration is issuing work permits. So the two departments go hand in hand, and both departments are now cooperating, and they're working really good together.
The country's labor force took a major hit over the last 2 years, largely due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Minister Bell shared which industries are presently in high demand.
Well, it's any number of areas. First of all, you have obviously the tourist sector. As we're now opening up for business, you now see a lot of tourists returning to the country. So all of those businesses associated with tourists. But then, of course, you would know that we are high on our agenda is agriculture. We have to move towards food security in our country. We have to move towards housing and health. We're moving, the Minister of Housing made some very strong commitments to the country that we're going to be building subdivisions. And so all of these different things we're going to be creating. Of course, in the Family Islands, of course, we can't leave them behind.
The Carmichael MP says that he couldn't give a number of work permits that were issued so far for the year. Well, that does it for news this evening. Once again, I'm Leah Cooper, and from all of us here at JCN News, have a wonderful evening, everyone.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.